Hello, my name is Miranda H.P.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And we are the Bountiful Bards.
Please join us in our first ever recorded D&D campaign,
The Fountains of Cathaidra.
You hear someone in the distance going, "Ah, ah!" Jimothy's like, "What?"
What is it, Lassie?
As you look over, you see a goblin run into the plaza, being chased by 3 of these large rodents. And he is desperately trying to get away from them. He sees you, doesn't really focus too much on you, kind of starts turning away from you a little bit in fear as he's trying to escape these giant rats. What do you do?
Does he look like the other goblins?
Jimothy goes, "He needs help,"
Oh boy.
and rushes in, pulling out his sword from his waist and the shield off his back, dropping his pack by the fountain.
Oh boy. No, I'm obviously gonna follow the idiot.
We'll roll initiative then.
I rolled a 5. Well, I rolled a 4, and then I had 1, so 5.
Well, that makes sense for, him just jumping into battle like he does.
Goblins tried to murder you.
Well, this one's not.
Not yet. It's like, thank you, friend. Turns around and stabs. Call me Shovel.
Easy. All right. So, Jimothy goes running in, and he's like, "Hey," trying to get the rat's attention. And he does. 2 of them turn quickly to look at him, both going, what an awful sound, right?
Yeah.
As they turn, oh yeah, they're big. Easily 3 feet tall on all fours. If they stand up on their haunches, probably a little bit bigger. And just almost as long as you are laying down. They have matted, disgusting looking fur. Their eyes are a dark, sickly green. The pupils are. And as they turn and they lash out, they have 2 rows of teeth as their tails whip back and forth.
They whip their tails back.
The one up front is actually going to go running to try and attack your brother. And he stops, puts his shield out, puts a sword on the top of it, and readies himself as the rat comes closer. So, one of the rats is going to go first.
There are 2 of them, right?
There are 3 of them.
3.
He's going to roll for a bite attack, which was a natural 1. Plus 4. That does not hit.
Bites his
Wait
leg.
a second. I see here it has pack tactics, which means it gets to roll again. Because it has... That one does hit, though. 18 plus 4 does hit. So as it's going to run up, it's going to rear up on its hind legs and with its front legs grab a hold of the shield, yank it down, and then reach forward to bite your brother in the shoulder. Doing 3 points of damage as it bites hard, and he's able to grab its head and pull it off of him. It doesn't bite deep enough, but definitely the claws rip into his armor a little bit and gets underneath it, unfortunately. He throws the rat off, and he's going to return, and he's going to ready himself for an attack.
I knew this was a bad idea.
An arrow collides into the skull of the rat that just attacked your brother. Shot from the goblin that your brother just distracted the rats from. It kills over dead right then and there from the strike. That goblin rolled a 6 on a d6 plus 2, so yeah, the rat is dead. Next up, actually, though, is going to be the second rat, as it's also going to go up and try to attack your brother. Because he is the closest.
Yep. And he's making lots of noise.
Completely unfazed. This one is actually going to hit, though.
Damn it, Jimothy.
This one leaps forward, and as your brother goes to ready his shield, not letting it be snatched out of the way again, it's actually going to duck down and go in and bite his calf hard. Your brother lets out a shout of pain as this happens, but he's going to return the favor as he's going to attack back. It's a 16 plus 5, which will hit. And as he slams down his sword, he cuts into the shoulder of the rodent as it lets out a horrendous scream. It is not looking too happy in the slightest. And that's going to be the end of his turn. The third rat is going to run up and this time, seeing that your brother is now being cornered, and because of pack tactics, he is going to definitely try to attack your brother again with advantage. But both of them miss as I roll both a 2 and a 4 on the d20s there. So, as it goes to attack your brother, he actually kicks it in the mouth, but they have both surrounded him on either side, and he's going to ready to strike out. Lia, it's your turn. What do you do? Your brother's looking a little rough, not too bad.
Firebolt.
Which one?
The one that just... Whatever's closest to me.
All right, go ahead. Roll for an attack.
Okay, on a hit. So roll for attack. Plus 12?
Plus 12 or 12 total?
12 total.
Okay. Just barely hits, though. Roll for damage.
Damage is a 1d10.
There you go.
4 plus... I think that's just it. Right? Yeah. 4. Oh, plus 4. Okay, 8. No, I don't understand. 1d10, I guess it's a 1d10, so 4.
All right. So which rodent do you attack?
Probably the one that tried to bite him.
The second one?
Yeah.
All right.
Because the other one, you said, looks rough, so he might be able to finish that off.
Right. You go and you hold out your hand and once more cast the spell, and the arching lance of fire strikes across and collides with the face of the rodent, severely burning it as it and then looks right back at you. At the top of the round, the goblin is going to bring out another arrow from his bow, pull it, and launch it at the giant rat in front of your brother. That is going to hit, and that's going to be enough to kill the second rat that your brother was able to cut into the shoulder. It's going to be Jimothy's turn, since that rat is dead, and he's going to turn to attack the last remaining one. That hits.
I pre-cooked it for him.
You sure did. With the damage, that is also going to be more than enough as he turns and cuts across the neck of the rodent, killing it. And he goes, ow. Thank you. And he points his sword. He goes, oh. And then he just puts his sword on the ground. He goes, thank you, friend, as he's gesturing towards the goblin. And the goblin looks very hesitant over at the two of you. He goes, Lia, you got anything that can help me here? Or do I just need to suck it up for the moment?
Well, we can try one of the 4 emergencies thing.
No. I'm not trying anything if you don't know what it does. Thank you. Do you common? Speak common? And the goblin replies, speak common. Common.
Speak the way we speak. Do you understand us?
Gosh. And he replies and just, it's not really a gargle. What he replies sounds like a very educated language. You just don't understand it.
Oh, okay. Well, we can commence in mime from this point, but I'm going to tidy him up here.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a medical check.
Pull out some bandages, and we do have that vial of water now.
Do you want to cork it?
19 plus... Well, nothing. So 19. No, not yet, because we have our own canteens, I'm sure, so we'll use those for now.
Okay, yeah, not a problem at all.
I'd rather use water I know what it is before I open one that, drowns us.
I understand. The goblin walks a little bit closer, looks up at the two of you, and his clothes is not very, they're different. They seem old. He's not wearing any armor, though. He is carrying a bow and a little small knife, maybe a little small sword. But he's looking at both of you very quizzically. Like, what are you? Or who are you? And then he just kind of gestures to both of you to kind of to follow him as he makes his way over to one of the surrounding buildings.
I'll do the universal thing where I pull my brother's arm over me and...
He goes, no, I can walk. I'm fine. It's just a minor limp. I'll be all right.
Clean your sword.
I will. He picks up his sword and just begins to clean it as y'all make your way over to a side building.
And I've realized that comprehend languages is apparently a ritual.
Oh.
And bards can cast that without using a spell slot, apparently.
Oh, okay.
I'm new to barding, so
that's all right. Yeah, we'll redact the spell slot from earlier. It's okay. I'll let you do that.
And I will.
As a DM, I try to allow that up to level 3, and then after level 3, the difficulty goes up. So it's more than fine with me.
Well, and now I know what the little spell tag thing is, so I know what they are.
Yeah, because we're using the online D&D Beyond instead of, pen and paper in front of us. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's a little different than using the pen and paper, but we'll eventually both get used to it, I'm sure.
Yep. All right, so when we get inside, I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual again.
Wonderful. So what do you think is the best narrative way for you to do this with somebody else, I guess? If you're casting it as a ritual, it takes 10 minutes.
I'm going to have Jimothy basically, I don't know, occupy the goblin with shadow puppets or something while I do that. Basically be like, keep his attention for a minute. I'm going to do my little thingy where I can understand people better.
All right. As Jimothy tries to occupy him with shadow puppets, the goblin quickly walks away from Jimothy, looking at him as with a look of "How dare you?" and comes over to see exactly what you're kind of up to. And he kind of tries to talk to you using the sounds that he was making, you know, whatever language he was. And he like gestures at you and he like points upward.
Look up.
Shakes his hands. He points at you and then he just like points like,
yes.
He's like making little hand walkies,
right.
Like, okay. And as he's trying to connect with you, you feel just a little twinge from just that source of magic that you can't pay attention to it, it'll vanish. And usually when it comes to you trying to read something with comprehend languages, you watch the pen strokes, you try and decipher, you try your utmost to understand it, and all this magic helps you do is discover the answers a lot faster than the average person would with this type of spell. And it's the first time you've ever used it with somebody else with speaking the language, so...
Besides the goblins earlier.
That is correct. But you was trying to understand them as well when you were casting the spell.
So it just...
Or you had already casted the spell. So it was still in effect.
Right.
So this one, I mean, would it be... I didn't want to steal your thunder there. Is that okay if it does it that way? You know, you just trying to talk with this person just eventually makes it click?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, because for her, it's all about patterns.
Patterns.
Music's all patterns.
Voice is patterns. Communication is patterns.
Language is a pattern.
Okay. Right. I was just wanting to piggyback off, you know, when we're doing the readings and such.
Makes sense.
After about 10 minutes of this, and throughout those 10 minutes, it starts to make more sense.
Now, can he understand me, or can I only understand him?
The spell leaves it vague enough where I can make a call, and I think for the sake of narrative here, so that we're not being overly grueling with the technicalities of it all, I think we're going to say yes, that you can understand each other. And as he starts making perfect sense to you, you hear him speak in his own language, but it's muted, like almost a whisper underneath the words you hear in your language. You came from above?
Yes.
You speak my language?
No, it's a thing I can do. Temporarily.
Oh, magic.
Yeah. You know about magic?
I do. In fact, I know very much about magic. I don't participate in any of it, but I know what magic is for sure. So you're using magic to speak Radian. That's nice.
Radian? Fascinating.
Yeah.
What's Radian?
It's this, well... Can I ask you a question first?
Sure.
I'm really confused. Where, so you came from up above.
Mm-hmm.
Is the city still there?
Which city?
Well, Radian.
No. I'm not from Radian.
Oh. That's concerning.
What's Radian?
It's the city that this area used to be a part of. This is the Goblin district of the city of Radian. What year is it?
I tell him the year that it is.
The current year is 1348 after. By your calendar.
That's what I tell him.
What do you mean by after?
As far as I can understand it, apparently there was something before and it was destroyed by magic, and now there's this.
You're telling me that 1,300 years have passed?
1348, to be precise.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. He sits down and kind of starts to hyperventilate. He's like, that's not good.
Easy now.
What?
Let's figure this out one step at a time. First of all, how did you get here if it's been almost, 2,000 years?
I'm sorry. I'm a bit scattered. We've been scattered for a while. My name is Eklar.
Oh. Hello, Eklar.
Hi.
You're potentially in trouble.
How so?
I overheard some other goblins. They don't quite look like you. They look like scruffier versions of you.
They're the huntsmen.
The huntsmen, sure. They were looking for you.
Oh. That must be Nadra's. Nadra's ilk.
What's Nadra?
Nadra is the chief hunter. Not the chief. That's my sister. But he's in charge of the hunt for the rats. We've been eating them.
That sounds unappealing.
We've been trapped down here in this cave for almost 10 years.
Well.
We just recently were able to mine out of the rock, and that's where we found the cave.
And some of yours made it to the top. I guess you call them the huntsmen?
Huntsmen, hunters. Look, like I said, we've been trapped down here for I've counted about 10 years. We couldn't break out of the rock until recently. Found our way to the top. This is what happened. My sister, Chief Knock, her name is Knock. We were fearful of what we found when we got to the end of the cave. We had no idea what the outside world was like. We had no idea where we were because we could not see our city anymore. And you could always see Radian. So we decided to scout out. I wanted to go up there and see what's going on and see if we can find any type of civilization. And Nadra wanted to go up there and take resources, pillage. So what we decided to do, my sister didn't know what way to go about it, so she sent me and him with some of our own up there to investigate. And Nadra betrayed me in the caves and killed my friends and almost killed me, and I got away. And I've been trying to make my way back to my sister, but they're not letting me get anywhere closer to the inner city. They're located down the main thoroughfare at the end. There's a large building that we've made into basically our main hub of home, because the rats, as you can see, like to eat us back. We've been eating them to survive down here, and the plants we've been trying to grow with the fungus, and it's been hell. We've gone from being able to go to the local grocery market and pick up what we need and live a comfortable life to savages in a matter of 10 years to try and survive. Did they do anything upstairs? Did they hurt anybody?
Yeah.
Did they kill anyone?
They tried. We defended ourselves.
That's
how long have they been gone up there?
A day. We were supposed to go do a 2 to 3 day scouting party and then come back.
Okay. Well,
I was going to even try and speak to some of the locals for help.
Well, that's good then, because that means that there's no, oh God, we go back and it's been 1,000 years, because I think our parents would have been rather upset about that. So I just wanted to check on that.
Are you sure there's no Radian? I mean, you can't miss it. You could see Radian from miles away. It was so high in the.
Well, there are broken, massive pieces of things up in the sky.
That was always there. Yes, that's okay. So I'm still on the same planet, I guess. All right, that can work with. I guess we've been. Do you know what a planet is? You know what a planet is.
Well, I've read about planet. Yes.
Oh, okay, good. All right. I'm sorry. I was a teacher before this happened.
Well, excellent. So you'll probably pick up my language pretty quickly then, even if I can't necessarily pick up yours.
It didn't sound much different, actually. Maybe through. I mean, maybe yeah, that happens. That's how the history of languages. All right, look, I'm getting off the path.
We found these things. Can you tell me what they are?
Oh, what?
It says for emergencies, as far as I could tell.
These are potions for healing, vitality.
Ooh, exciting!
They can recover. They can heal you. Where'd you find these?
Back that a ways in a building.
That building, and he points to the building that you found them in. Oh, Yeah, that was the hospital.
I figured it was something similar to that.
Magic items don't deteriorate. They're literally, it's like a lot of them are frozen in time. I was not a participator. I'm sorry. I did not participate in magic. Just, Radiant was full of it. So it was just a common thing.
So how magical was this area?
This area? He sits there and thinks for a minute. What's magical to you?
Well, pretty much everything, really, because we don't use magic except for the church.
What's a church?
A religious thing?
I think the spell's mistranslating. I don't know what that is.
No. Well, I'll give him the rundown and skinny on the concept.
Huh.
So that's why I'm trying to, find old stuff about magic, because if I admit that I can do magic, they're going to take me away. Because anybody who does magic that isn't their magic, it's anathema. But
That is concerning. And you're a magic user?
inadvertently.
All right. Well, here's the deal. A lot of my friends and family are back with my sister. Who is this?
My brother, that's Jimothy.
Oh, Jimothy. And Jimothy looks over as he hears his name being spoken, because he doesn't understand. He just thinks, he thinks the goblin's talking gibberish and you're talking to the goblin. He's like, magic, weird, whatever. He goes, oh, all right. Well, then he looks like he can take care of himself as well. Could you help me get to my sister?
Yeah.
Because
if you teach me more about this magic stuff.
I don't know about magic. I can teach you about the histories as much as I can, but...
Well, that might help lead us to the same point, right?
I mean, maybe. Magic is magic. History is history. Science is science. Language is language.
Well, like you said, magical things are almost frozen in time. So there's probably a bunch of them floating around.
It's possible. That's what my friend told me. I have nobody among my people that can help you. We lived in... There's nothing wrong with this, of course. But we lived in the lowest rung of Radiant, which was fine. It was a beautiful place to live. And this is just a portion of the area that we lived in. There were several other districts up top that, were meant for goblins or smaller folks. Just, for the homes and stuff. But...
We have goblins.
You do?
Hmm? They look a little different than you, though. I mean,
Maybe I can meet them.
Been over 1,300 years. I guess something's changed.
You keep saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about any of that. My history timeline's different. Will you help me get to my sister?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, because I'm afraid that if Nadra kills me, he will use my body to say, look what they did to him. And that will make my sister attack your town. I think your town can handle themselves from what I saw. Or from what I heard. But I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Sounds like it's just an excuse for a power schism anyway. So we don't want that.
No, we don't.
I mean, I don't know much about the sociopolitics of ancient goblin tribal civilization, but I know those kind of power plays are bad no matter what you do. So this spell that I'm using is going to wear off in an hour. So you're going to have to pick up on the language pretty quick, or we're going to have to revert to some kind of sign language in an hour.
Oh. Did you... Okay, that's fine. Not a problem at all. Well, I think we can get there. It's about another 15 minute walk, but we need to be careful. If Nadra and his folk find me, there are a lot that think like you do, and there's a lot that think that I do. And the people that think that I do are not hunting rats.
Well, let's try to go a route that is less commonly traversed.
All right. Lead the way.
Jimothy, we're off to save people.
Huh?
Save your stuff. You'll like it. You're going to be a hero.
Again?
You like doing that.
Not really. It's
Yes,
a lot of
you
attention.
do. Yes, you do. I saw your diary.
Why are you reading my diary?
You're the one who left it open on the kitchen table.
I know.
Yes, you did. You forgot.
No. You're gaslighting me. I keep it upstairs. You took it.
You also ate half the block of cheese while you were busy, so maybe you just wandered downstairs to
It helps
eat.
me concentrate.
Cheese is good. Let's go. We're gonna go help out our little goblin friend here, who is not the murderous type.
I am not the murderous type, even though I shot the rat, but defense. I do know how to shoot a bow.
He says he shot the rat in defense, not to murder us.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
I don't know if Jimothy can understand at this point. Is he close
No,
enough?
Jimothy can't understand.
Okay.
He understands you. All he hears is, so.
It's like Swedish.
Yeah. So you make your way.
Downtown.
All right. So I need another stealth check.
17. Obviously without my cron singing.
Yep, and they both roll relatively high as well. So you make your way out of the little building you were hiding in. And are you going to keep to the right of the large road or to the left of the large road? There's basically two little districts that are on either side of the middle road that leads to this building that Eckler has told you about.
To the right, probably. Because the vast majority of individuals, if we're going to be statistically precise, are right-handed, which means that they are less likely to see things or interact with things on their left because they, that's how things work.
Goodness gracious, Miranda.
I'm just saying how my brain works, okay?
All right. As you're moving, Eckler goes, I apologize, I was a little confusing. We've been up there about 2 or 3 times. This last one we were supposed to go up there and make contact, essentially, and figure out what was going on, or try to.
How contact was made.
I apologize for that.
Well, I mean, I kind of apologize. They won't be coming back.
The choices that they made, they decided to hunt others when they shouldn't have. We come from a better time than that. We've come a long way.
Well, they tried to take on a mule, and it didn't work out so well for them.
A mule?
Yeah, it's a cross between a horse and a donkey.
No, I know what a mule is.
Okay.
What did the mule do?
Oh, it was just a joke. Miss Nancy can handle her own.
The mule's name's Miss Nancy.
Yep, as far as I know.
All right. He kind of looked a little confused, like, what does a mule have to do with anything?
I'm not going to be like, yeah, we straight up murdered your friends.
As you're walking along, what's the marching order?
Well, I imagine, he told us to lead on, but I don't know how we're going to lead on if we don't know where we're going. So,
You know you need to go to the back of the cavern, and there's building stuff. So do you have a general sense?
I'll go first.
Okay. While you're walking, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. With advantage, because now you have Eckler with you. And he goes, wait a second! Right when you go to step forward.
13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the beats a DC of 10. So as you go to step, you actually step on a taut piece of twine that was like the same colorish of the stone. Very hard to miss. As you step on it...
Very hard to miss or hard to see?
Hard to see. And as you step on it, there's a click, and then there's a swing as a large spiked net, just woven, just tribalistic looking, just lands. Is that a good descriptor? Yeah, just lands right in front of you as you step back. He goes, it's one of our rat catchers. We might need to be very cautious of the traps from here on out. I'll help you look for them. I kind of know what they look like.
I see that. For sure. Good. Yes. Advance warning would be greatly appreciated.
You go a little bit further. And he says, so, are there any cities?
Yeah.
What? So there's more than one?
Well, we've got where we're from, Dewdrop. And then there's Miro, Etchings, and Vout.
Is Miro as big as Dewdrop?
Bigger.
Okay. Because I would label Dewdrop as a town.
Yeah, probably.
And Miro's bigger than Dewdrop?
Yeah, it's more of a city.
Interesting. And you said goblins are welcome, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. In the bygone eras, people fought over the strangest things, and different races was one of them. It was an awful, hundreds and hundreds of years ago in my time.
That would have been a very long time ago, indeed, for us then. It does sound terrible. That seems silly.
Very.
No, the only thing we have to be careful of is to make sure that they've got stools that are tall enough for them to sit at tables, and vice versa, and all that.
There's plenty of stools in this town, these cities you speak of. My height.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just curious.
Well, we also have halflings, and they're about the same height.
Oh, I know halflings. Yeah, wonderful people.
And dwarves.
I knew a good family. They make great bread. Hey, dwarves a little taller.
Yeah, a little bit. A little stockier.
A little bit.
You have to have a little heavier chairs because they break otherwise.
Okay, no, let's not talk about that anymore. I don't want to be. I don't want to seem like I'm discriminating. What's that?
What?
At the end of the bar ahead, you do see a little bit of light coming through. What would you like to do? Seems like that was not very clear. Seems like somebody's about to walk into your area with a torch.
Against the wall and duck into a nearby building. Anything we can do to get out of the main thoroughfare.
All right.
Yoinking the goblin with us.
No, dear heavens. They come walking by. Jimothy's with you. He goes, everybody hunker down behind these windows.
Hunkered.
As they come walking by, Eckler listens out. Doesn't seem that they notice you. There's no alarm as they go walking by in the opposite direction that you came. All right, we're clear. And Jimothy goes, we didn't hide those rats. So they'll probably find them and wonder what happened. We need to keep moving.
Anything in here?
Roll a perception check.
Look, while we're in here, 17.
Oh, roll a d10.
This'll kill you. 2.
So after the band is passed, none of them rolled high enough to notice you were there. Continue to make your way down the thoroughfare. Well, not thoroughfare, but between the alleys and stuff, between the buildings.
So I didn't find anything?
No, within there you didn't find anything. It was just a mess of rubble.
Looking for another vial of endless something.
Right?
Not spiders.
Not spiders. So you continue to make your way along. Your stealth seems to be holding firm. You actually pass one or two more bands that are just patrolling the area, looking for any of the rats, making sure they're not getting too close. Eckler tells you that the vermin have made attacks before, and even though they harvest the animals, they don't go without a fight, and sometimes they can come for vengeance too, and they populate very quickly.
Have they always been this big, or is this like a new thing?
He goes, they've always been about this big.
Oh, goodness.
They burrow out of the walls, and we usually don't follow them because we die. They eat us. That's their territory. When we found the cave, it was the first area that we found that was not just saturated with those things.
Yeah, they are not that big up top.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
They're about, yay big.
Wonderful. We're here. So you step out and you see this large circular building, but half of it's gone against the back wall. Just gone. Inside, the orange light is very much aglow. The orange fungus seems to be in quite the abundance here. There are an array of columns, and each column has a built wooden platform on it. But that was definitely built after the fact. Just stacks upon stacks of just wooden degraded platforms, probably wood stripped from all the buildings in the surrounding area that could have any quality left, have been placed here so that this society could actually live. And it looks like just like a little small tower of just crawling with a bunch of goblin individuals, about 60 or 70. There's a lot of people, and out front there's cook fires done. You smell meats that are cooking. No one knows what they're cooking, of course.
I know exactly what they're cooking, and
right.
I am not interested.
Right, and they just all seem to be moving about. Eckler goes, all right, so we have to get to my sister. The huntsmen are usually the guards. They're the militia, basically, so I've got to get past them, and hopefully they don't cause a fuss.
Anything in particular you suggest we do to minimize fuss?
They're not going to be big fans of you, but they're probably going to try and arrest you. and carry you to my sister, if that's okay. That doesn't seem like it would be okay. Yeah, I got this. Don't worry.
Okay.
He kind of brushes himself off a little bit, stands up a little straighter, goes out there. He says, "Follow me. We'll just act like, normal."
Can do.
He starts walking towards the crowd. As you follow, and Jimothy's like, are we going to be okay?
We don't really have much choice, do we?
Yeah, we do. We could have gone back. We do. Just so you know.
You're the one who wants to help people.
I'm aware, but I also like to live. That's wonderful too.
Says the man who rushed in against 3 large rodents.
I wonder what they taste like.
Probably like depressing chicken.
What does the depressed chicken taste like?
We'll never know. Come
on. As you walk up, your spell you've used, it's gone on for about 35 minutes now, probably 40, so you have about 20 left.
Okay.
And he walks up, and there 2 of the guards come rushing up. He goes, "Heckler, where have you been? We've been looking all over for you." And Heckler goes, "Oh, I believe you have," says it very loudly. And some of the other people in the crowd start looking around and getting a little quieter. And some of them are like, "Oh, what's he doing back? What's going on?" And you start hearing murmurs like that. Heckler goes, I think I need to go see my sister. And the guard's like, "No, I don't. I think we need to go see, Nadra first, is what I think we need to do." No. We're going to go see my sister. And then they go and they grab him. And they're like, "Wait, who's that?" And then 2 of the guards, they have spears that they just lean down and point at both of you. And they come up to your chin level. It's like, "Who is this? State yourselves."
I've got like some people do nervous things. I have the lute that I brought with me, and I've just been running my fingers across the strings.
Why is she playing that instrument?
I'm the entertainment.
That's funny. Make a non-intimidation check. I think a
performance.
Sure, yeah, performance check.
I'm a freaking bard. I'm performing. That's an unnatural 20.
Oh, okay. Like, wow. Well, we haven't had any music in a while. Yeah, we can't take his arms if he's coming with us. And Eckler's like, "Yes, they're with me. They helped me come back. I need to go see my sister."
I'm not stopping playing.
That's all right. You're just playing softly, and you're hearing them say, "Jimothy needs to give up his weapons."
Jimothy, you're gonna have to give up your pointy bit.
Over my dead body.
Well, that might happen.
He goes, "I can make that so."
Eckler, can you, I don't know, carry it for him? He really likes that sword. He's kind of attached to it.
Not really. This was just given to me randomly. It's my 3rd one.
Okay, well, he's attached to pointy things. So, can you at least promise that he'll get it back? Or a version of one. Look, come on, Jimothy, there's a bunch of pointy things around here. If necessary,
Persuasion check.
You can get pointy things if you need pointy things. 17 plus 5. 22?
He goes, and grumbling, takes off his sword and shield and gives it to one of the guards. And they begin to walk you through the crowds.
Is he gratified by how heavy the shield is to the goblin?
A little bit. He's like, just hold it above him as he walks.
It's like as big as he is.
Nobody listening knows what I just did, but basically just grabbing the shield and holding it up above him and making sure it doesn't crush him. You continue to make your way inside. You go through the masses of other goblins. They're all stopping and turning and looking at you, very curious as to what you're wearing, who you are, where you came from.
I'm playing a very lively tune, think the Pied Piper kind of thing.
Right. Oh, that's not horrifying at all. As you get to the top level, Eckler waves and goes, Chief. And his sister looks up from a table where she's been looking over the top of a map with a few others. And she's standing there, a little bit leaner stock. Her ears have 3 rings in each one as well. Her clothes are a little bit better. All their clothes are definitely old. It looks like they're running out of clothes, basically. Over 10 years, what they had, which may have looked pristine at one point, no longer does. And she looks up and over and she goes, Brother, where have you been? He knows where I've been. Pointing.
I switched to a minor key.
At who seems to be Nadra. Standing next to the chief, shorter ears, 2 earrings in each one, shorter nose, a scar on the left cheek, and also an eye patch, because why not?
Yeah.
A sword on his hilt is Nadra.
Hello, Nadra.
What was the meaning of this? Says my goblin voice seems to be saying a lot. I'll have to say the name. Says Knock. Chief Knock. Nadra goes, I have no clue. I have no idea why these humans are here either. Eckler goes, these humans are my friends. They helped me. Needing to get back to you. Because you betrayed me and killed everybody else and tried to kill me too. There's a gasp.
Switch to dramatic music.
Could you tell her to stop? Says Chief Knock. Eckler goes, could you please stop?
Nervous habit.
It's all right. And then Nadra goes, that's a lie. Why would I ever do something like that? Where's the rest of the hunting party that was sent up top with you?
Oh, you mean the ones that attempted to murder people? That one?
Everybody just kind of looks around.
You might have to translate, Eckler. I don't know.
No, they can hear you because it's still working. You have about 15 minutes left.
All right.
Eckler goes, that's right. They betrayed me. The chief looks back and forth and kind of seems like she wants to trust her brother, but however, she has to also be neutral. Impartial, that's the word I'm looking for. She goes, is there any proof of this? How do we know that these two didn't kill them? And took you as a capture to get closer down here?
Well, we had a tussle with some rats a bit ago, and we intervened to save your friend here. I say we. Jimothy decided to be heroic and rush in, despite the fact that goblins attempted to murder us earlier.
Eckler goes, Sister, have I ever lied to you? You know what he wants. He betrayed us. The chief looks at her brother, looks over at Nadra, and then back, and goes, I believe you. Nadra pulls a dagger, jumps in behind the chief, and brings it up to her throat. Quicker before anybody's able to do anything. And both you and Jimothy are looking on, astonished. And Nadra goes, I'll slit her throat. I'll do it. It's not a problem to me. Huntsman, block the area. We're taking over. I'm tired of living down here in this filth. One of the other huntsmen lets out a shrill whistle, which is echoed. You hear over the side of the ledge down below on the other ones as all the ones that are carrying arms start pulling out weapons and holding them up towards the other goblins in the area that seem to just be living in this and are not part of this huntsman squad, as this entire place goes under lockdown from this Nadra fella. You and your brother have become quite involved in this politics.
Oh, right. My favorite.
Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.